So I'm pretty sure we've all seen these sort of acts in the media of, say, the yearly sort of Hindu or Taoist festivals where you see young men parading through the streets, sort of stabbing or skewering themselves with various sharp implements, digging hooks in their back and dragging large objects. We've seen the images of Muslim men whipping themselves with knives or with chains, things like that. We've seen this in the media, and typically when you read an article about this, they portray it as something exotic, something really bizarre, something strange, and seemingly irrational. My question is this something that is really, truly irrational? What's interesting about all these acts is that they're all public and they all are voluntary, so they require an audience to take place. Typically when we think about pathological self-harm, it's something that's private, it's hidden, it's not readily discussed. So this made me wonder, is there something about the requirements of an audience that really sort of gives that the communicative intent? So what are they trying to signal through these acts? Given the extremeness of the acts, given the radicalness of such acts, this signal would be something that's considered honest, so that the information that you glean from this act must be true considering how costly it is for one to engage in it. And then I wondered at the same time, would we see this systematically occurring in certain types of social worlds? I hypothesized that this would be really a relevant way of communicating information in a certain type of socio-political climate. So a place where you don't have formal political institutions that are really effective, so weak and ineffective political institutions, places where economic opportunity is hard to come by, places with a lot of competing ethnic or other coalitional groups. And in this type of social world, you would find that information about others is at a premium. It's hard to acquire. So being able to sort of signal information about oneself might be really interesting when the formal institutions are not there to sort of establish and maintain social order. In order to investigate this, I looked back at ethnographic literature in a database compiled by anthropologists called the Human Relations Area Files. It looks at 281 cultures, and I sort of looked at the back of the literature that anthropologists have compiled and described the populations, looked at the social correlates of such practices, those that typically do perform such acts, and maybe some of the underlying motivations of such acts. And what the results of my research shown was that this typically takes place in not small-scale societies, so places where you have personal interactions with many people, where you know people. You typically don't find this taking place, but you do find it taking place in larger-scale systems like tribal systems or state-level societies where you have weak or ineffective governments, where you have low opportunity and low mobility, so you can't just leave and then go find opportunity elsewhere. It's also the kind of place where opportunity is structured by ethnic group, by religious group, by caste, and things like that. Typically, those who perform are low-status males, so this might be a quick means of sort of broadcasting information about oneself when opportunities are scarce and when you are ambitious enough to sort of say, I am serious, I am resolute, I am strong. And this might be a way of sort of gaining access to the social sphere that you otherwise may not have had previously. Thank you.